Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I wanted to speak to you guys about some books that I literally just bought from secondhand store. The secondhand store was in Highbury, so if you live in London, it was near Clissold Park, so nice little walk and some books. Always a good idea. Anyway, I feel like I did end up buying 4 books. I could have definitely bought more, but I didn't want to, considering I'm on a book ban. I thought 4 books is more than enough. Okay, so the first book I picked up is Honor by Elif Shafak. I can't actually believe I found this in there, and it's only £2.98 or £2.95, I'm not sure. And the retail price, is that what it's called, is £12.99. I actually have this in Audible, so I didn't need it, but I've listened to a lot of Elif Shafak books on Audible, so I don't actually have any physical copies, so for £3 it's a bargain. But Honor is about 2 Kurdish sisters. One stays in Turkey, I think it is, and the other moves to London with her Turkish husband. And it's a book about a family adapting to being immigrants in a city like London, and how they cope with this. The blurb says that their lives were shattered and transformed by a brutal act of murder, so I'm guessing someone was murdered on the grounds of honor. In Turkey last year, I think there was more than 365 killings of femicide, so female murders. So it's not, as a Kurdish person myself, it isn't, these stories, they're not stories, the news of murder and men killing women in Turkey is unfortunately too familiar, and I feel like this book will touch upon the issue from a very, from Elif Shafak's pen. She is such a great author. She talks about, in her novels, she talks about the perspective is from a feminist perspective, and she always talks about, in every novel that I've read, there is historical facts and facts about contemporary facts as well. So you get to read a novel and learn, which I love that. So yeah, I'm excited I'll probably listen to it on Audible because that's easier, but now that I've got the physical copy in a few years, I could always read it. So the second book I picked up, and the rest of these books are political books, which is great, because lately I've got more of a desire to read political books, and I just want to familiarize myself with names and political figures around the world. Just throw names in there, and not just throw names in there, but yeah, just know about political figures and how groups and countries have been inspired by other countries' political movements. So the book is about Steve Biko, and it's by Donald Woods. And I love this. There's a quote on the blurb, and it says, "You are either alive and proud, or you are dead, and your method of death can be a politicizing thing." If you're a political figure, your death more than likely your life and your death is a political thing. But so Donald Woods was Biko's friend, and Biko was the founder of the Black Consciousness movement in South Africa. On August 18th, 1977, Biko was arrested, interrogated and beaten. On September 12th, he was dead. And Donald Woods actually went to exile in order to write this book, so testament to him. I think the apartheid in South Africa and how the movement led in the country, which resulted in the apartheid being lifted. With everything going on in Palestine today, I feel like there's a lot that can be drawn, and there are probably a lot of parallels. This book was £1.50 and it retails for £5, so cheap book anyway. I don't know why it's so cheap though, but yeah, should be interesting. So the third book I bought is The Establishment and How They Get Away with It by Owen Jones. Politics is a dirty game, right? But the politics of countries like the United Kingdom, the US, and these white countries, I feel like because they have so much power and they really do rule, and they've got their dirty fingers in every other country meddling, and they've been meddling since the dawn of time. And I feel like this book is a book that calls this out. And from what I've gathered, it has a very mocking tone. Or should I say sarcastic? A bit nicer. But yeah, and I want to, when you read about politics, it's a deep subject. And, it's not a book that you can finish, or that I can finish anyway, in one sitting. But okay, as I can see, it's got something about the NHS here. Should be interesting. But yeah, because I feel like because the tone is light-hearted and the subject is very much not a light-hearted subject, I feel like it will be easier to read and understand. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this. How much was this? This was £4.80, I think, and it retails for £8.99. I think this was the most expensive one, but it is what it is. I'm willing to pay for literature. I'm willing to pay for knowledge. So the final book I picked up, and the timing of this book is interesting, spot on. I think spot on is a better word. So with everything that's been going on in Palestine for decades, with the heightened attacks going on in Palestine, and with almost everyone on social media is talking about it, and as they should be, because the Israeli settlers are murdering, oppressing Palestinians in their own country. And over the past few days, a lot of people have been rightly so calling out media outlets, but I've noticed, like, even the media outlets that do speak about Palestine aren't saying Palestine. They're saying, the conflict in Israel. Firstly, it's not a conflict. There is a terrorist state murdering and assimilating a people, a group of people, and it's not Israel, it's Palestine. Like, it's frustrating. My go-to, the only articles or the only news outlet I read is The Guardian, and even The Guardian is calling it Israel, and that's just frustrating for me personally, and I think for a lot of people. And I found this book, and it's called Bad News from Israel, by Greg Philo and Mike Berry. And it's basically a study, a research carried out by Glasgow University Media Group. And they've basically examined how the news and media outlets portray what's going on in Palestine. I'm going to say Palestine because it's what the country is called. Yeah, the way the public what's that saying? The way the public understands or their interpretation of what's going on in Palestine through the media's coverage of it. And I feel like this is just so spot on with everything going on right now, but it's also a study that can be used to understand other things going on in the world as well, because what's going on with how the media is portraying what's going on in Palestine isn't unique to Palestine. Unfortunately, stronger powers control the media, and unfortunately Israel is one of the strongest. So yeah, I feel like this will be interesting, and just understanding like the psychology of people and the impact the media has on us. Now, thank God, we have something like social media, and although social media can be very detrimental to our mental health, and you know, screen time is like just one of the disadvantages, but the way news spreads, and obviously there is fake news that spreads quite fast as well, but with you know, things going on, and when governments and when the police attack a group of people, or you know, when they do something, when they murder people, or when they, you know, gas people, and you know, this just when they cause murderous acts. I'm trying to find the word to like umbrella word for it all, but I actually can't find one right now. But yeah, it is thanks to social media that we get to find out about these, and it is thanks to social media that we get to hear the oppressor's voice. And I feel like social media has such a massive impact on history being written by, did I just say the oppressor? I meant the oppressed. Okay. Yeah, I feel like social media has a massive impact in history being written by the oppressed and not just the oppressor. Which, as a person who studied history at university, I would love to see how history is going to be examined in like 100 years or 150 years. But unfortunately, I'm not going to see that. That's so mad. Anyway, so this book doesn't have a price. I bought it for £4.50. But it doesn't have a price on it. But yeah, I mean, all these books, this is a second-hand book, and it honestly looks like it has never been read. Yeah, it doesn't smell like a new book, but I guess maybe it's been there for some time. But yeah, I don't know how much this is, but for a second-hand book, the quality is great. I don't really mind the quality, like I always try to buy second-hand books anyway. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it was a bit shorter than the other ones. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for the reviews, and let me know if I should be checking out other secondhand books. I'm really desperate to go to an Oxfam bookshop because they have books from all over the world, and I just love that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you in the next one.